Hi, everybody, and welcome to Build Meets World this Friday, where we're coming to you live. I am Marcy Tyler, your host of Build Meets World. I'm the Director of Building Science for Tremco, and I'm joined here by my guest host, which is Bill. Bill, welcome to Build Meets World.
Hello, welcome to have y'all.
Where are you coming to us from?
I am finishing up the last day of the first, what we call the soft opening of training at the Rellis Campus in Bryan, Texas. Wrapped up a pretty good week. Happy to be at the end of the week, looking forward to the weekend.
Yes, you are. You need some R&R and some time with family. That's for sure. You're ready for that. So that's awesome. Well, I wanted to have you on and have us kind of chat. I was able to come and visit you a few weeks ago, so I was pretty excited about that, and just wanted to be able to share with everybody, who you are and why we got together. So of course, as always, I like to kind of share the whole idea of I went from Cleveland to College Station specifically, which is where you're at right now on the Rellis campus. And obviously you just introduced yourself, but why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and why forensics and testing and training is so important to you?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I always love the opportunity to talk a little bit about 06. I'm the president of 06 Consulting. We've been around about 20 years, based out of Galveston, Texas, but have a good footprint all around Texas, Rio Grande Valley, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, you name it, we'll go there, but we actually have boots on the ground in those locations. 06 started off as a forensic company. People got tired of seeing me in a forensic fashion. That led to the quality control end of the business, which eventually led to the testing side of the business. And yeah, testing is so important. It proves the math in many ways. It just sets the standard for the quality on the building. We test early, we test often. Typically, testing, depending on what kind of testing it is, it begins the minute the envelope starts going together. We'll start window testing when 10% of the windows are in. So obviously we think testing is a very important part of the process. With building envelope commissioning becoming so popular, it's gaining a lot of traction in the States. Testing is how you prove up that commissioning. So we are into testing. We believe in it. The new organization, a North American Building Appliance Testing Association, is set up just to help train testing organizations. That's our only goal. There's really not a organization, anywhere that helps train those entities. And our collaboration with the folks in the UK, BCTA UK and ATMA UK, we're helping to bring some of that organization over here, so we don't have to totally reinvent the wheel. Because 60 years old, I want to use somebody else's wheel.
Yeah, well, isn't it the commercial, isn't it? I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night, and now I'm a building commissioner. You don't want that, right? You want them to be appropriately trained.
There are so many of the old timers around in the trade some of them that mentored me, that really aren't the big commercial people. They are so awesome. We want to reach out to those guys and have them do some training, because as the bigger folks get involved in this process, and we want everybody involved in the process, but sometimes those smaller guys, the smaller labs really have that intellectual power, and experience to share. We're trying
and I think it's so important. You're giving people that platform to be able to do just that, right? So many times that knowledge that we have is up here, right? So right. You're giving people that platform to share, and that's great. And I know being passionate about what you do is so critical. I see it in you. I found this article that you wrote all about being loyal to the things you hold close, and I love this picture of you. Tell me a little bit about what's going on here.
Yeah, that gentleman to the left has been with me, or he just recently retired, but I think he and I hooked up in 1987 or thereabouts. Long history. The gentleman to the right is my dad. I don't remember, I've always been on the job site. I don't have any memories, even at my youngest age, that don't involve construction. And it's all I ever wanted to be. If I had to do it on my own, I would probably just be a contractor, because I only wanted to do what my dad did. His charge was that I was going to be the world's smart, the first smart architect. He was frustrated by them to some degree growing up. So he was like, "You're not going to be a contractor. You're going to be an architect, and you're going to be the first good one." So I'm like, that's a little tough road to hoe there, but okay.
Well, and I love that the history, the family centric way that you work and do your business. Not only do you have family working with you, you bring us all in. I feel like I'm part of the family. That's just how you are, and I really appreciate that. And I think it's important in our world and in the construction industry. If we have these types of close relationships, we're just going to get better at what we all want to do, which is making sure that we have great, efficient and durable buildings. And keeping that dedication, you are continuously, as you're doing, and you're going to talk to us about today, is the training that you're doing, but also how you like to share about different observations that you're having on your Forensic Friday. I know you're pretty dedicated to once again, sharing information in many ways and many platforms.
Yeah, the family thing, just to hit back on that for a minute. You know, we are what we want to be when we grow up. I mean, we don't want to be what, you know, so we don't really feel threatened. If, you know, we were trying to grow this thing to 100+ people, you know, we may be more, particular about who we share everything with, but no, we are what we want to be. It doesn't take a whole lot to support 06 Consulting. We've got great clientele. You know, I do want us to have good competition. I do miss the days, going back to my dad, you know, he had a contractors association in Galveston County. They got together once, I think it was a month, and just basically, you know, had the happy hour, for, you know, a polite way to put it, but they were all friends and they didn't feel threatened by each other, and they were bidding against each other. You know, and we're trying to reestablish some of that. That's what we did with Rellis this week. You know, I had competing consulting firms. I mean, we share a client, you know, when I invited him, he said, you know, heck yes, and saved me 2 spots. You know, I had a competing laboratory. It's the man that I used before I had a laboratory. You know, he said, oh yeah, I'm there. You know, so it was that we really had other architects. You know, we had, you know, as far as construction goes, you know, sort of all God's children in the room. And wow, you know, what a think tank it turned into. You know, the dialogue beyond the training was, you know, it was priceless. You couldn't have bought it. So yeah, the collaboration is huge.
Well, and I think that there's so many elements in what you just spoke to, right? You want good competition, right? Because the bad competition is where, you know, they may low bid something, right? Or they may not find something, right? And it gives us all, the whole industry, gives us all a bad name and stuff like that happens. So we definitely love, you know, that idea of collaboration and fully and wholly support it. I'm going to continue to check out your posts and keep them coming. And I really recommend everyone to follow Bill on LinkedIn. We'll give you some more information on that. But let's take a quick look at the video that we shot just a few weeks ago, where I got the great opportunity to get a tour by you and walk around and be able to check out the facility on Rellis Campus. Hi, everybody. We are out in the world today with my friend Bill Kulzer.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. So where are we right now?
We're at the Rellis Campus of Texas A&M University. It's in Bryan, Texas, which is just a little northwest of the main campus in College Station, Texas. And this is where A&M is going to attempt to train the entire construction community.
That is exciting. So, you know, part of our relationship with you through the years, I think it's been pretty darn good.
Yep.
But we love testing and we love training. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to help share your message with the industry, right? And we love that capability, and especially someone like yourself with all these years of experience. Now, how many years of experience do you have in this industry?
I think I've been doing it since I can walk. You know, growing up in a small commercial construction business, family owned, you know, you typically got the small jobs, the bad jobs that no one else wanted to do because your father wanted to make sure you made it through college.
So your playpen was out on the job site, I guess?
My playpen.
It was built with, we'll ask you later what it was built with. But speaking of building, I know we're going to take a walk out here, kind of be able to show not only this beautiful classroom where the training can take place, that classroom portion, but also where you can actually get that hands-on experience, not only in installing products, but also validating them from doing different types of testing. All different sizes, right? Yep. Residential, commercial, right. You want to be able to have that opportunity to validate systems and really look at performance.
Yeah, nothing's too big, nothing's too small. Naturally, the chamber that you're going to see out here is 16 tall, 20 wide. It'll take pressures up to 100 PSF, but we get requests all the time for a custom mock-up. Yep. And there's not a frame that suits every custom mock-up, so if you need it, we've got it. We'll have to do it in Dickinson. I think A&M is probably going to frown on me just popping little mini buildings up all over the campus.
Maybe we can talk about having a little hut. Well, I know you guys are really excited to kick this off.
I'm excited to go take a look at it. So join us as we go take a walk through all of this hard work coming to fruition here on the Texas A&M Rellis Campus.
What's changed since I've been there?
Well, we've got a lot more props, if you will. The demonstrations are starting to roll in. We've got one behind me here. I don't know if we can see it over my shoulder, but little air tightness phone booths, we call them, side by side, so that people can come in and do the air tightness training here in the classroom. The good news about this building is there's multiple classrooms side by side that we can reserve at the same time. So we actually, we're able to do some training where each one of those buildings was, or each one of those rooms got to be an independent building for a day. And we were able to do testing side by side, so we could see how the testing on one side was influencing the other side.
Oh, wow.
Really cool stuff. The mock-up in the back is getting ready to receive a sample. We've moved the blower equipment in for that. A&M is super excited. They call it blowing water. They want to know when I'm blowing water. They want to see something get wet, and they want to see a big fan behind it creating some wind. And we're probably, now that we've actually got a client for that hole, we were just going to build something in it, and just for a teaching purposes, but now we have a client for that. So we're going to wait on them to get their curtain wall installed, and then we'll come back and test it. And you can bet there will be a lot of videos shared for that. I think A&M's going to bring TV crews in and stuff. They're really excited.
That's amazing. So you're getting your wish about filling those seats in your classroom, as well as getting additional equipment. Beautiful campus, great opportunity, great look there in terms of just being able to educate, not only filling those seats, but also having people in all the different outside spaces that you have access to as well. So I definitely look forward to coming back and visiting with you guys. And of course, anything I can do to help you guys get your message out about this great training that's occurring. Now, I do think if people want to check out, I do have that information up there now, the nabcta.org. So that's the North American BCTA, updating regularly on that website with not only pictures, but your schedule as well. Is that correct?
That's correct. Now, the BCTA website and the LinkedIn page, we really hope, this week having some activity. We really didn't want to launch all that stuff too early and just have it look stagnant and not create any attention. So we waited to this week while we had, rears in the chairs, and we're going to be posting a lot more stuff today. We're going to be getting a little marketing-ish. We're going to really start trying to develop some interest in that group. It's different with 06. It's a company, it's for profit. We answer the phone. We know what it takes to market that business. On BCTA, honestly, we're learning as we go. We need all the help we can get. This venue is awesome. And it's not what I do. So we're going to need a little help spreading the word, if you will, and getting people into it, and knowing that they're supporting a not-for-profit. We're not a nonprofit. We're not the United Way, so we're not taking checks from people and tax deductions, but we're not here to make a profit. Everything that we, the money that we generate in BCTA is going to go back into BCTA.
Perfect. So so everyone, please check out that website. There is a contact information there at the bottom as well. If you want to email somebody with some questions, that'll be on the website as well. And as always, I know Bill is willing and able to share at all times. Their website has a lot of great information as well. I love the president's message that's on there, as well as there'll be updates on the Rellis testing, and of course, all of their testing as well. Do you want to tell us anything else, kind of your final words before we call it a day here with our broadcast?
No, I mean, we really do appreciate this time. We're reaching out. We'll be reaching out more to you guys about, what kind of mock-ups can we put out here. I'm really interested in getting an ICF mock-up out here, something maybe even full size. We talked to Barry a little bit about Barry with Atma. He's also does a lot of sound testing.
Perfect.
And maybe using the ICF house for some sound testing. So we're going to get creative, and we're going to want participation and cooperation of everyone. This is going to be a pretty inclusive process. So if you want to get involved, all you got to do is email me.
Perfect. So some final questions for you. First off, if anyone wants to do any type of testing specifically, should they email you directly?
They can, absolutely, especially with the weird mock-ups. If it's something that's out of the box, so to speak, we'll do it. And then custom chambers and all that stuff always drive a bigger price tag, and I want to make sure that no one scares them off. We want to coordinate it and get it done correctly. We love doing big custom one-off mock-ups. I mean, it's just so cool. And you always learn something in a custom mock-up that you can apply to the typical world. So it's never just well, we'll never do that again. That's never the case. You always learn something that you carry forward.
What about for anyone watching in terms of a manufacturer, if they're interested in supplying materials for testing, things like that, open doors for that, right? If there's people willing and able to donate materials.
Absolutely. Now, the NABCTA thing's mantra is going to be kind of unbiased, don't want to be influenced by manufacturers and all those stuff. But the truth of the matter is the relationship with A&M is a 0-6, an A&M relationship, and I want everybody here. The weeks that we do NABCTA training, that's pretty much a unbiased, if you will. We're going to probably keep manufacturers at arm's length, just so people don't assume something funny is going on. But the next week, there may be a 0-6 collaboration directly with Tremco. It may be with whatever manufacturer, whatever vendors. We want everybody to come here because those are the people that influence the industry. Certain types of training, sure, we'll keep them separate, but we're welcoming the CEU type activity. We want something going on at Rellis every week. And if it turns out to be something that's too biased, or it didn't go very well, you just don't do it again. But we are not scared. We're not scared to move forward, and we welcome anybody that thinks they have something to share that would benefit the construction community. So come on, come on.
Now, if there's anyone interested in coming and getting a tour or visiting with you on the campus, once again, they just would reach out directly to you, correct?
They would, and I'd probably, for tours, my son Chase, who you've met, is up here when I'm not here. So either one of us, are good to go for giving a tour. We welcome that opportunity. Every time we show it is another way of doing that outreach, and we want it. So reach out to us, and we'll do what we can do to make it happen, even if it's group. Won't bring
how far is it from Houston?
It's about an hour from my house door to door. I'm in Galveston. It's 2.5 hours. If you're already in Houston and don't have to fight all of the Houston traffic, hour and a half.
Yeah. And what about from Dallas? And I know I just drove it, but it's not too bad either. So if you're coming from
not too bad, and I can't really remember, but it's a couple hours. Yeah.
So it's nicely central located, great campus, great way to educate everybody. So one final question I'll ask you, what I've been thinking about approaching a lot of different people with is just a simple way of asking them, like when we look at our testing, we look at our training, we look at our whole commercial construction industry, the buzzword now is resilience and durability. So what would be your final comments today on what you feel is so important when we think about a resilient structure or a durable structure?
Yeah, wow, that's
big, right?
I hope we have enough tape, but roofing is my favorite subject when it comes to resiliency, because it's been done. You can have a contractor that puts on a great roof, but if we don't have a really good building envelope, that areas that are protruding through the roof and beyond the roof, it really doesn't matter what kind of job that roofer does, the building envelope can destroy it. And we put a lot of roofs, new roofs, or just roofs that have been prematurely degraded, into dumpsters. It's expensive, it's wasteful, it's everything that we don't want to stand for. So having good tight building envelopes, where we can keep that water out, not damaging interior finishes, air quality goes up. You just get a building that's so much easier to maintain. When you maintain things well, you're not replacing them. When you're not replacing them, you're not putting them in dumpsters. I mean, that is a subject we could just go on all day long, and tighter envelope.
It was somewhat of a setup, Bill. So what I'm hoping to do is I can catch up with you regularly on this platform, and we'll continue that conversation, because the key things I heard you say was it's about that entire structure and the entire enclosure and how it all comes together, right? And
Right.
the maintenance of it so that we're not replacing it all the time. And then the key factor is you're going to get a nice, durable, resilient structure, and you're not going to be sending stuff off to the landfill, which there's so many benefits all around. So thank you for that. And I hope to be able to catch up with you often and regularly. Much earned time off the rest of today, hopefully, and the weekend. So thank you so much for joining us and being a part of our broadcast.
Well, we really appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Thanks.